1, 2, 3.
Yeah, well, we've been in here for 5 months. Every single day, doing something new every single day, working on things that we're not real comfortable with. And it's physically exhausting, it's mentally exhausting. So we're out here, we're trying to finish strong. We only got 2-3 weeks left. And so we're trying to finish this third build. And in that effort, it's very important to keep each other mentally strong, and then the body follows. So, you know, staying positive, building each other up, letting the mistakes roll off your shoulders and laugh about them, not taking yourself too seriously, but at the same time working with a sense of urgency. That's very important. It definitely in this school, because you're learning something new all the time, and it's not just sitting down at a desk and now you're mentally exhausted. Your body is exhausted and your mind is exhausted. And so it's important that we keep that strength and that camaraderie between one another and build each other up and stay positive. That way that we can keep going and keep that energy level high.
Man, myth, and legend.
All right, so the first thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna come in here. We went ahead, we did our third layer of mud, and then we went ahead and did our texturing yesterday. We let that dry overnight. Junior probably did you hit all the walls with the scraper? Not yet? Okay, so I'll come through, I'll knock the big things down that I didn't get knocked down yesterday. I'm gonna look for big blemishes, maybe something like that there. Something real big that's gonna take me a long time to sand down. Yeah, all those little drywall boogers, we're gonna knock those off real quick. And then we'll all go over, both of us will hit all the entire walls and the ceilings. Make sure that you can still feel that texture when you touch it with your hand, but that it's not sharp. So when you come into your house right now, this is real sharp. We don't want that. We want these divots. That looks really nice, but we want it to feel smooth. So when you rub up against it or your hand hits it, that it feels real soft and smooth. So that's what we're going to do for the first part of the day. We're going to knock off the big problem areas real quick. That should only take half an hour or less. Then we'll go ahead and sand it down, make it real smooth. Once that's done, we're going to move up to the roof. And we're going to finish off the parapet roof. When somebody's having a bad day, I try to stay in tune to that. And when I see that, ask them how they're doing, what I can do to help, give them a compliment or two. And sometimes that changes their outlook, and that in turn changes their productivity. So a happy worker or a happy student is a productive student. So we need to make sure that everybody stays happy. We don't want to take away the trials, because that's what builds us up, right? So third build's not that big of a deal, because we did the second build, we did the first build, and we're getting stronger. But inevitably, everybody has those days where they're like, man, this just didn't come together right. I spent 8 hours here doing everything that I possibly could, and I'm just not happy with it. And those are the people that we build together, and we come together as a school, and we try to build up and critique and to help and make sure that they see the positive in every opportunity that we have. Even if we had a negative experience, we can take away the positive from that and do better tomorrow. They're just gonna be happier, they're gonna be more productive, they're going to learn, they're gonna have that attitude of gratitude where, you know, they wake up and they're thankful to come here, and they're thankful for all these many opportunities, and they're even thankful for the trials that they have here, because that's what makes them stronger. Definitely wears you out a little bit. You don't have to go to the gym after this. Yeah, the thing about this is you got to sand some, but you can't sand too much. So you come in here and you touch it, now it feels smooth. You got this texture that you're looking for right here. Gives it some depth, covers up any blemishes, makes it all kind of blend together really nice. But if you sit there and sand it too much, now you took off all your hard work you did the previous day. So it's got to be that perfect balance, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, because it can't be too little, but it can't be too much.
Exactly, yeah. And so we've kind of figured that out by the third build. We've figured out what we need to do. And the best way to do that, like it might look right, but the best way to do that is just to come over here and touch it. If it feels soft and you still have the dimension that you need, you know you got it right. Sometimes to the eye, it's a little bit deceiving. So what I'll do is I'll sand it down once, and then I'll go over the whole house and I'll kind of rub my hand over it. If it doesn't feel right, if it doesn't look right, then I go back in and I'll do it maybe one more time, and then we'll move on. There's not a successful person out there that hasn't gone through a bunch of struggles, and that's what makes them great. So we don't want problems, but when those trials come inevitably, we see them as just opportunities to grow and to become better. And that's what's so great about this school, because you have a group of us that are here to help each other up. One day I'm the strong one, the next day I'm the weak one, and then somebody else helps me, and it just keeps going in that full circle as long as we stay positive.
Austin, so you're covered in pixie dust and you stepped outside to breathe, huh? Get a little
look at this.
breath of fresh air. Let's see your arms.
If you don't come out looking like a mummy like this,
Yeah.
you ain't worked hard enough. But that's probably the most unpleasant part of the whole build, I feel like. Sanding and sanding and sanding. It's really not that much sanding if you are good at mudding. So that's what we figured out off the first and then the second and the third build. This was the least amount of sanding that we had to do, because we knew exactly how much mud to put on there to get the desired effect that we want. The first couple times, I think we were sanding for like a full week. Everybody was mad, everybody was sore, but that was the best way we learned, you know? And so we know exactly what to do now, and we have a huge reason why not to do it a certain way, because it made us work a lot harder. So yeah, that part's done. We're gonna climb up to the roof here. We're gonna put up some plywood, some 1/2 inch, 4x8, knock that out. Parapet wall will be done. We can roll the roof, and then we're gonna prime the inside, but that'll be later today. I gotta go get my jumpsuit on. So keeping that humility is very important. Once you start to know what you're doing in this school, then you're trying to put that sense of urgency on it, and you're trying to get fast as you possibly can. But you don't want to get so fast that you're taking away from the safety of it, because once you do that, now we've got injuries. Now we have to. The most valuable thing that we have here are the people. We can always fix the house, but we can't always fix the injuries the way that they were when it comes to people. So you definitely got to be humble in that aspect. And then the other aspect is if you're not humble, you can't learn here. Okay. So there's always a leader. There's always a leader of a house. Like right now, I'm the leader of house 2, or there's a foreman, or there's a teacher, or there is an inspector. And all the time, you're going to have people coming in and saying, "Hey, good job on this, but maybe try it this way next time." And that comes from experience. That comes from the things that they've had trial and error with. And if you're closed off to that, there's no learning. You stay down here, whereas if you were just open and humble and coachable, then you're able to just climb that ladder so much faster. You want to be able to learn everything as fast as you can all the time. And if you don't have humility and if you're closed off and you think that your way is the only way, there's no way to learn there.
Talk to me, you got the harness on, safety, right?
Yeah, safety first. This is a new building, so we had to do a lot of modifications, but it's steel reinforced up top. You can see the 4-inch tubing up there, the square tubing. They welded some safety gear up there, so what we do is we hook up to the middle there. It's got a safety cord on it, and then we hook it up to right here. This goes around our shoulders and our legs, okay? And then if we were to have an accident, heaven forbid, that would save us from falling all the way down and having a major injury and or fatality, you know, of course. So the construction field, I love it. I get to work with my hands. I get to be constantly moving, making improvements, seeing changes at the end of the day. But ultimately, construction, like a lot of other places in this industry, it's just dangerous. There's no way around it. So you have to be safe first. And height, going up ladders and doing roofing is where a lot of the things can happen and can go wrong. So we got Junior with the safety gear on. I got mine on. And then I'm going to go up top. I'm going to clip in, and he's going to throw up some of these 4x8 boards. We'll go up there and we'll start nailing them down. All right. Going to see some pros at work here. Here we go. Good. That'll do it for now. And believe it or not, that kind of looks simple, but it took us a little bit to figure out the best way to do that. Using your leverage to help the board get up here definitely makes a big difference. Keeping it long ways makes a big difference. Rough side up, because you're not going to flip it around once you get it up here. Then once he gets it up top, then all I got to do is just use the leverage to push it down and then pull it this way instead of holding all that weight. So there's little things like that to make a big difference.
You guys refine the process.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what we're going to continue to do as we get better, is just refine it a little bit every single time until it's the best that we can possibly do it. We got all of our boards up here. We got, oh, there he is, Nelson! All right. Oh, and it stopped right in my hand. So it's not like railroading down there. See what I'm saying? Because you're not getting the same pull on the same eye joists or the same rafters. Okay, you're okay with it, good. Can I get another nail gun though? Thank you. And then the other aspect is when you are a foreman or you do work hard, you get to a leadership position, to come in and to be able to teach somebody and coach somebody in a way that they can accept it, that's a huge aspect of the job, and it's a great skill that you have to be able to learn. There's a lot of people out here that can do it really well, but can you teach it really well too? Can you teach it to where that they can accept it and be able to digest it and put it into their program, and then be patient enough to watch them struggle, and then get good at what you're doing? That's another part of the humility process too, because if I was to come in and say, hey, that's a terrible job, you have to do it this way, your feelings would be hurt, production would go down, and you would not want to try it that way because it was offensive the way that you came across it. So being the teacher, being humble in that aspect, being the student, being humble in that aspect to where you can digest what people are teaching you and not be offended and grow as fast as you can, that's very important. And then also being humble in the fact that understanding that what we're doing out here is dangerous, so we're going to get as efficient as we possibly can, but we're still going to be humble enough to remember to put on the harness, to put on the hard hat, to when you go inside the construction area, to put on your glasses and earplugs from time to time, depending on what equipment that you're working with. Whether we're welding and putting on the gloves, whatever it is, not skipping those steps, staying humble, knowing that, you know, that injury is possible. That keeps everybody safe, and in turn keeps the school moving faster. Yep. Check that corner real quick. Yeah, boy, got him. All right, so we're up here doing the parapet wall. That makes for different angles on the roof. So you got an angle coming this way, you got an angle coming that way, you got a scupper at the front. All of it's got to come together just right. You got to mark out all of your support beams. You got a sunroof here. You got a lot of things going on up here. So I like the parapet roof. It adds a little extra dimension to what we're learning up here. Right now, we're laying up the boards. We're chalk lining where we need to nail, where we need to cut. We're able to use the nail guns now, which expedites things quite a bit. And that's what we're doing, banging it out as fast as we can. Me and Junior, we got great chemistry. We work together well. We keep that energy up. We definitely have times when, you know, he's the positive one or I'm the positive one. We're building each other up, doing good things. But that's what makes the difference between a group that you know, one person's down and then the other person's down too, or you know, one person's down and then you build each other up. Most of the time, me and Junior are pretty positive. We work together well, and that makes all the difference when you're out here, both in safety and production. Being able to have each other's back, work together, and help each other out, and feed off each other's energy. You know, we like to keep it fun. You know, we'll make competitions out of almost anything. So, like this nail right here, we're gonna work on that one, and that's what happens sometimes. But you know, things don't always go your way. And that's the one consistent thing in life is things are never gonna always go your way. And the difference between you and somebody that is successful is the fact that they see the positive in every trial that you have. So there's always trials gonna be there. Those are gonna stay consistent. If you see the positive and you learn and you grow and you stay humble in that effort, you're just gonna reach the top faster, and you're gonna get to the best that you can possibly be quicker by staying humble, and then staying positive with one another. Whether you're the leader or the follower at that time, it definitely, staying humble and positive is gonna make this journey a lot easier for you, and your personal growth a lot quicker for you as well.